Alicia Dubois, my dear friend, it is so good to have you here at the First Nations Major Project Coalition 5th Annual Conference. And it's been an extraordinary time. And I just loved what you were talking about up in your panel about values and finance and how the values are there to drive the way we use the finance and how our communities relate and outwardly. And can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So with respect to Indigenous partnerships, one of the things that I have observed throughout my career is the tendency to move toward transactions and away from relationships in a very meaningful way, even though we like to call them the same thing. And what I find is missing is the real focus on values and therefore driving results and expressing results based upon impact that reflects the values of the communities. So when it comes to partnerships, we've seen businesses understand the need to include Indigenous businesses in their supply chain, to ensure that they're hiring Indigenous peoples from the communities that they work with, and to be sharing in revenues, of course. But what has really missed the mark as far as those assessments is what's the impact. So rather than looking at just the number of jobs available or the number of procurement contracts, really digging deep to understand the impact. And that actually starts with the relationship with the community and understanding what is driving and incentivizing the community in developing these partnerships. Every community is different. They're in a different place on the continuum with respect to economic development or strength of governance or political stability, etc. And so they are actually the ones that need to drive what metrics get measured.
Yes.
And then making sure you have a relationship where you can go back at least on an annual basis and watch the trends and make sure that that partnership is actually answering the values and the needs and the objectives of the communities specifically that you're working with. That's when we'll see real reconciliation happening and, of course, a much more equitable economy.
Alicia, thank you so much for your incredibly wise words.
Thanks.